Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And before I get started, I just want to wish you and yours a very happy new year. Happy 2026. And I wish we could start off on a more positive note, but unfortunately, we got some unfortunate news coming out of Saints camp, and it involves Saints star wide receiver Chris Olave, who was hospitalized after they found out that he had a blood clot on one of his lungs, which will cause him to miss the Week 18 matchup, the final game of the season for the New Orleans Saints versus the Atlanta Falcons. Chris Olave, he was in a hospital bed, and he decided to post on his Instagram page. And go ahead and read what he said. It says, "Thank you, God, for everything, right where I need to be. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and I'm grateful to experience it. Chin up, chest out, and keep it pushing. I don't want your sympathy. Just talk to God for me. Bounce back on the way." So I want to send prayers and thoughts out to star wide receiver Chris Olave. And look, man, regardless to how you may feel about Chris Olave, he has really been coming on as of late. A lot of people have their reservations and thoughts about Chris Olave, but I think sometimes when we're evaluating these players and we're talking about them, sometimes we forget something very important, that they are human beings just like you and I. And you don't want to see anything like this come up, and it's a very, very serious issue, that he's dealing with. That is something that that a lot of people end up losing their lives over. So I'm just glad that they were able to detect that, and he was able to get the help that he need. And according to reports, of course, he's going to be out the final game of the season, but he will be able to take part in off-season activities when they get underway. He'll just have to kind of chill out and relax for a little while to get his body back into condition. But it's a crushing blow to the New Orleans Saints from a team perspective. We know what Chris Olave has done this season, over 1,000 yards, over 100 catches, and 9 touchdowns on the season. Definitely his best season of his career. And it seems as if the chemistry between Olave and Tyler Shuck was starting to come on. And this is something that you definitely wanted to see. But, they won't be able to finish strong together versus the Falcons. But this is going to be one of those games where I mentioned it. If Tyler Shuck goes out here with this cast of characters at the wide receiver position, and he ends up, winning a football game, I think that he pretty much has sealed the deal for Offensive Rookie of the Year, regardless to when he decided to hit the field. I don't care if it was midway through the season or at the beginning. That is pretty damn impressive. But, it was going to be a tough game anyway. The Falcons, they play the Saints hard, and we know that the Falcons are a really formidable team, to say the least. But to not have Chris Olave out there to be able to play, that's absolutely unfortunate. But, I'm glad that he's okay. According to reports, he had to spend some time in the hospital, but he's back at home. And, hopefully he'll be on a speedy road to recovery. I'll go ahead and read some of your comments. Then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to do a podcast on today, but this story just recently came out. And I just thought that, we just needed to talk about it. But I'll go ahead and read a few of your comments before we get up out of here and allow people to finish enjoying their New Year's Day. It says, glad they caught that early for him and his family's sake. Yeah. Yeah, that is something that is very, very, very serious, and that's something, like I say, people lose their lives over, stuff like that. If it's not detected or if it shifts or something, like that, that's something that's very, very serious. So I'm just glad that they caught it. Says, I need y'all to win, but more importantly, get well soon. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's going to be a tough task for the Saints to be able to go out there and play against the Falcons without Olave, but I mean, they can get it done. Psych, Jerry, but I'm praying for Olave. Says, you're a Saints fan. because you're more active here. Look, Jerry, look, man, I ain't got no problem with Ark, man. Ark been rocking here for a long time, man, and I appreciate it, man. Shouts out to him, for real. Shouts out to him, man. He been here about as long as some of these members of the Who That Nation has, man. He's been always supportive, so shouts out to him. Says it's definitely going to be a tougher game for Tyler, but I think he'll find a way to get it done. If he does, man, I just think that he deserves to win Offensive Rookie of the Year after that. You know, I don't have an issue. Like, I can understand people's argument in saying, okay, he didn't play the full season, right? I mean, I can understand that, but it's how he's winning. Like, if you're going out there throwing to guys like, no disrespect, but Kevin Austin and Dante Pettis, and I don't even know who else they're gonna come out there with. They probably gonna end up coming out with, you know, some practice squad guys. I don't even know if Mason Tipton, excuse me, gonna be able to play in this game. Like, I don't know. Like, so if he goes out there and he's able to perform and win, you know, with that cast of characters, like, my goodness, that is hella impressive. But you know, one thing that Tyler Shough, and I said this, you know, the one thing that Tyler Shough actually has going for him, you know, the reason why I feel like he has found success despite the fact that the Saints haven't had top-notch receivers, is because all the receivers that he's playing with, he started his career playing with. Like, you got to think about this. He started out on a scout team. The majority of the wide receivers he's throwing to, like Kevin Austin and Dante Pettis, they were on a scout team too. So that's the reason why I feel like he has such a nice chemistry with those guys. I said that before. I said that, you know, a couple weeks ago. And then I seen on PFT where Tyler Shough, he was talking to Mike Florio and Chris Sims, and he even alluded to that. So whoever comes out there and plays alongside him, you know, at least they're not going to beat Chris Olave, but at the same time, it's like he has some type of connection with him from their time of being on the scout team together. That's the reason if you look at it, who does he have the better chemistry with? It seemed like he had really good chemistry with Kevin Austin. He had really good chemistry with Devon Bailey. You got to think Devon Bailey ended up getting pushed up the depth chart when Brandon Cooks went to the Bills. So all of those things kind of pay dividends for Tyler Shough. So whoever comes into the lineup, that's probably going to be somebody that he has threw to quite a bit during the time when he was on the scout team. Tim, thank you very much for the $5. Says Happy New Year's to wishing all the blessings. Praying for Olave. Also, now that we have a future, are we still going to get songs TJ as a good team? Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I got a couple that I'm working on right now. They're probably gonna be released in the next couple of days. So yeah, we definitely got to put some. We ain't just singing the blues. We definitely about to get some hits now. But nah, seriously, yeah, I think that it's gonna pay dividends for him. So whoever comes in, he's probably gonna have a rapport with him from their time on the scout team. Says TJ, it drives me crazy how they mention Shough's age to clarify how much better he is than other rookie quarterbacks, but he played less games than others in college. No. Now this is funny. That ain't the funny part. The funny part is how they use his age to be a disadvantage for him to get drafted, but now they're saying that his age is an advantage now that he's finding success in the NFL. Like, come on, man. Like, everybody was talking about how old this guy was. Oh, he's 26. He's going to be 26 at the start of the season. Oh, man, he's old compared to the quarterbacks. Now, all of a sudden, oh, the poise, the footwork, oh, the way he can read defenses. Oh, that's just because he's old and he has experience. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't have it both ways. It's like they got two narratives for it. So if he would have flaked out, oh, that's the reason why you don't go after some of these older quarterbacks. Like, come on, man. Like, man, seriously, that's the most amazing thing about this. Now they're saying that his age is an advantage, but the entire time, the entire draft process, they were saying that his age was a disadvantage because he was 26 years old. So I digress, man. No matter what, we have the 8th pick. Yeah, I think that's not going to change because I know people are talking about Jeremiah. Look, everybody knows how I feel. I want the Saints to get Jeremiah Love, right? I want them to get Jeremiah Love. And everybody's talking about the Chiefs possibly jumping up to get him, like kind of similar to 2017 when the Chiefs jumped up and got Patrick Mahomes before the Saints did. But Kansas City is playing against the Raiders. And we know that the Raiders have tapped out weeks ago, right? I mean, so chances of the Chiefs losing to the Raiders are slim to none. So the Saints going to be locked in at 8. We just got to get to Kirk Cousins. Our D-line is very capable of that. What they need to do is get to Kirk Cousins and be ready for the pick. That's all I'm saying. Get to Kirk Cousins and be ready for the pick. Kirk Cousins has a tendency of when he is getting forced out of the pocket or he feels the blitz, he hurry up and throws the ball and try to get the ball out of his hand in order to save himself from a sack. He throws the ball into harm's way. So all I'm saying is if the Saints are to get pressure, the linebackers and cornerbacks, safeties, just be ready to get the pick because he's going to throw you at least one, but you just got to catch it. Y'all don't realize how good Olave is at getting open. Yeah, I mean, I see. And look, I'm also a firm believer that going back and just kind of looking at things, I think that as crazy as this sounds, the trade of Rashid Shaheed kind of helped Chris Olave because Rashid Shaheed was the down the field threat. I say that because Chris Olave at Ohio State, and for some of you, I've said this before, he was the down the field threat. When you had Garrett Wilson and Jackson Smith and Jigba, you had Chris Olave who was the one that was stretching the field. When Rashid Shaheed left, that opened up the opportunity for Chris Olave to be that guy that stretched the field. That's why you started to see more explosive plays. And Chris Olave's first year, that was kind of the role that he served. He was the down the field threat because you had Jarvis Landry and Michael Thomas kind of working the intermediate routes. And, Chris Olave was the down the field threat. But, like now that Shaheed is gone, now he's able to do so many other things as well as stretch the field. So I just think that was extremely helpful to him and be able to like show people a different side of him. And it also allowed him to get opportunities to be able to get more yards because, those short intermediate routes, 6 catches, 56 yards or something, But now it's like since he's been the guy that's been stretching the field, he's been going over 100 yards. So I'm going to take a few more, then we go ahead and get up out of here. It says, I know we need help everywhere this offseason, and I am a big on Jeremiah Love, but what position would we would be the one to make you a bit frustrated, confused in the first round? None of them, Cartel. Like seriously, none of those. Like any position that the Saints pick, I'm okay with. Like I'm serious. Like safety, cornerback, like they need so many different things. Now, I do feel because Tyler Shuck has shown you that he is worth building around. I think that this is going to be an offensively heavy draft. If the Saints go out and they get themselves an interior lineman, in the first round, I don't have any issue with that. If they get the interior lineman, out of Penn State or there's one, Lou out of Auburn. Like if they can get like one of those interior linemen, which I think Lou he's more of a second round pick. So if he's there, in the second round, like you got yourself the second best interior lineman in the entire draft in the second round. But I think they're going to go offense, first. But Jeremiah Love is my choice, man. Like we see how much a dynamic running back can pay dividends for a team. We see it out there in San Francisco with Christian McCaffrey. We see it in Buffalo out there with James Cook. We see it in Philly with Saquon Barkley. We see it in Atlanta with Bijan. Like, if you have yourself a dynamic running back, you have yourself such a huge advantage, man. And, Jeremiah Love can help out this offense tremendously. So I just think that it would be a really good 1-2 punch. Like, you have, Tyler Shuck, through the air, and then you have Jeremiah Love on the ground. So, and also if you want to bring back Alvin Kamara, which I'm pretty sure the Saints would, you got got yourself a really good duo and Alvin Kamara and Jeremiah Love. And then you also have, Devin Neal. And if you want to keep Estime, I mean, I think he has one more year on this contract. So you got yourself a very formidable running back room, man. So I don't know. But Jeremiah Love is my choice, man. If he's there, I think you gotta get him. Oh, I don't know, man. The Ben on Bain Jr. remind me of Lawrence Taylor. Just saying, man. I know, man. Look, I'm good. I'm good if the Saints were to get Ruben Bain Jr. I mentioned him before, and if they decide to do that, then yes, I think that he will be able to bring something tremendous to the Saints. But I just believe that the New Orleans Saints understand that they have something special in Tyler Shuck, and if they can actually build around him, this offense can be dynamic. And and you got yourself some guys that's going into their second year, like guys like Danny Stutzman. I mean, I know we're forgetting about him because he ended up getting hurt. Vernon Broughton, I think that he was doing some good things before he got hurt. Like you can add, and also you can add guys like in the second and the third round that can come to your team, man, at on the different sides of the football. So I don't know, man. I like Ruben Baines, but I just think that Jeremiah Love would really help this football team. But I want to say thank you all for checking out this edition of the State of the Saints podcast. Once again, Chris Olave out week 18, dealing with a blood clot on his lung. Just want to send prayers and thoughts out to Chris Olave. Hope that he has a speedy recovery. And, it's going to be interesting to see how the Saints are going to be able to attack the Atlanta Falcons without number 12. And I want to let you all know that you can check out previous episodes of the State of the Saints podcast right here on this channel. I ask that you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. You can also follow me on X at TJAYJones8. Once again, I want to wish you and yours a happy new year and enjoy 2026. It should be a better year than 2025 was for the black and gold. It ended strong, but hopefully 2026 can be even stronger. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I got to say is, who dat?